everyone. I'm going to do a bit of a different video today. Not reading, just a bit more of a sharing one. How I've been feeling and what my world is like, because I realise that his has been something I have not done enough of in my life, so I need to start doing more of that. So lately it's been feeling very difficult to just continue the way I've been living with this idea of a self that I have created up until this point in my life, almost 24 years of this anya self that has come about. And so I've been thinking about some of the particularly disabling delusions that have come to be, and that can no longer stay. So I've done a bit of writing. So the first kind of thing that I have been able to see has been how deeply I have relied on intimate relationships, what we call as romantic relationships, to feel accepted and to feel okay living, and that I'm wanted or needed by the world. And I'll just read a little bit about what I wrote about that. The fear, incompleteness, uncertainty, misunderstanding, the parts of the human condition which I try to remedy through an external validation. I get stuck on one person who isn't even really a person as I think, to feed the need for wholeness. The focal point of feeling in love distracts and helps myself feel that it exists, and my mind ignores the true oneness of the world by focusing on one. So I feel that I've been just disregarding really the whole world and what my part in that is to be, by focusing my comfort and validity in existing through one expression of the world, which is one person or one being. So that's felt difficult to come to terms with, that being my anchor for basically my whole life from puberty. Another thing that has felt very difficult to carry on doing, another delusion that has felt very difficult to carry on living through, has been the delusion that it really matters at all how I look. I've struggled with, I feel like I've come a long way, but for almost 10 years struggled very deeply with an eating disorder that was obviously purely based on, well, not purely based, but a massive part of that was about how I looked, and that anchoring my worth in the world or my feeling of control in the world. And then just being like very clung to the idea that if I look a certain way, and that a certain way has been wearing makeup or being a certain weight, or, just these very particular circumstances that I've set out for myself that mean I will be loved. So now that I've recovered more from the eating part of it, the makeup and actually physically covering myself now seems to be the particularly hard grip or hard example of how much I'm lying to myself by believing that it matters what people think, if they think I look good or look bad, or it's such a surface ripple of the whole ocean of what is going on, and I need to stop just paddling up on the surface in the shallows, because I can't. I'm very tired. I need to just dive a bit deeper now. So the third delusion that I've been living through still is trying to release my pain and suffering and discomfort, not only through relationships and external examples of love, but through more destruction, like through smoking too much weed, smoking too much tobacco, self-harming, like obviously the eating disorder for so long, like these things that for a moment, very, very brief moment, release my mind from like the feeling of separation from the world by control or by, a brief period of relaxation. That just being another refuge which doesn't exist, another portion of shallows which I get stuck in, rather than facing the pain, rather than creating more of it, because it doesn't go anywhere after I use those things to try and release it. That compiles it. And then the fourth thing, which is related to why I started doing these videos, which is the Montessori reading. So I started babysitting and looking after children from when I was about 13 years old. And once again, doing that, I received a lot of validation and compliments and praise from people saying how good at this I was, and how I should do this, for my life. And like, I feel that that's become such a huge part of my identity from the continuous validation, because obviously I stuck with it. I studied it and got certificates and was able to work and have been so sure of this thing being what I meant to do with my life. When really it's getting difficult to see where my actual enjoyment from it ends, and when the security in doing it from people's validation begins. When I think about what I really enjoy spending my time doing, of course I love being with kids and seeing them grow and understanding development, because in turn that helps me understand my development. I think that's very important. But when I think about like what is truly helping me to express myself, it is my art and what I draw and can write and can paint. I feel like I wanted to do that for my life as a child and before I started taking care of children, but I just didn't receive the same amount of encouragement and support in doing that than I did with taking care of kids, because in most people's minds it's a lot more of a secure and safe way of living to be a teacher or to be in that industry, in a set industry, rather than being an artist where there's so much uncertainty and like you have to put in a lot more like work into your expression than just fitting into a certain set of industry, which it still is, but it's different. So yeah, just been thinking really about whether I want to keep studying Montessori teaching or enjoy learning about that and child development with my time alongside devoting more to art and creativity and expressing myself, really. So yeah, those are really the main things I've been thinking about my life through, about why life feels so unsatisfactory, why it's difficult to find joy. Yeah, so thank you very much for letting me share, and I will see you next time with some more updates about how my life is going to be changing or what I've done. All right, thank you very much. Lots of love. Bye.